All I've ever needed was some rattlesnake boots, a few dance lessons, and learn to boot scoot. I got to be ready when they call out a dance. I'll dance with the ladies if they give me a chance. I'm going honky-tonkin', get as tight as I can, and learn the achy-breaky, that's the way that I am. When you see me on the dance floor, come on and join in. I'm hanging out, and I'm hanging in. And I'm hanging out, staying loud, dancing with every pretty girl in town. And I'm lining them up, and I'm moving them out. Well, I'm learning what the cowgirls are all about. Come on now. I've always loved music, but I never learned how to dance. I've always watched the cowboys have the upper hand, but I've never been one to ever take seconds in. Well, I was hanging out with the cowboy band. And I'm hanging out, and I'm staying loud, dancing with every pretty girl in town. And I'm lining them up, and I'm moving them out. Well, I'm learning what the cowgirls are all about. And I'm hanging out, and I'm staying loud, and I'm learning what the cowgirls are all about. Come on now. Come on, ladies. You wanna dance?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Are you ready? It's showtime. Please welcome Tim Kelly.
Could you sit up all night with me and talk me through my insecurities? My problems are like ink on paper. If your presence was a bag of a pencil, I don't need words to say to her. Your presence is more than sensual. Speaking in tongues, speaking of I'm in love. And sure, our lips could say words, but what if that's not how this works? Talk to me in body language. Get some time learning a new translation. Don't need a speaker, you know what I'm saying. Just talk to me in body language. Oh, we're speaking in our body language. Get some time learning a new translation. Don't need a speaker, you know what I'm saying. Just talk to me in body language.
Oh, talk to me with our lips. Talk to me with our kiss. Oh, I love it when we talk like this. Don't push me
cheeks. You know we know what to do. Just talk to me in body language. Get some time learning a new translation. Don't need to speak, you know what I'm saying. Just talk to me in body language. Oh, we're speaking in our body language. Get some time learning a new translation. Don't need to speak, you know what I'm saying. Just talk to me in body language. Oh, talk to me like you move, I move.
Coming a little closer, we're stuck like glue.
Going back and forth, you know that I just need you.
Stay here tonight, I just need you. Talk to me in body language. Get some time in a new translation. Don't need to speak, you know what I'm saying. Just talk to me in body language.
Oh, we're speaking in our body language. Get some time learning a new translation. Don't need to speak, you know what I'm saying. Just talk to me in body language. Body language. Talk to me in body language.
They are making their radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show's Indie Wednesday. That is called Body Language. The group is Blank Page, and Jim Siebers kicking off the show tonight with a great tune called Hanging Out. We are hanging out at the Muddy Creek Corral in Sparta, Missouri right now, and we're having a good time on this Indie Wednesday edition of the Tim Kelly Show, live from the Muddy Creek Corral. Glad to have you guys tuned in. I want to thank Bill and Deborah for letting us do this thing tonight, and we got 3 hours of the best in new country music straight ahead, and a couple of great radio interviews as well. My good buddy Larry Dino is going to be on the program first tonight, and then my good friend Trey Calloway from Nashville, Tennessee is going to join us in the program in the second hour of the show. We've got a lot of great music for you tonight, 3 hours of the best in new country, and we're going to go till 11 p.m. Central Time tonight. They just had a bingo tournament here a little bit ago. I've never played bingo before. Hey, I think I just got one, didn't I? Hey, how about that? We're going to give a big shout out and thank you to all the other stations that replay this program as well. Great stations like KUHS Denver at KUHSdenver.com, Country Road 58 from Germany, countryradio.musicbox4friends.com from Belgium, Down to Road Radio.com from Ireland, Bourbon Trail Radio, Top Shelf Radio Texas, Radio 94.3 in Sweden. We are also on Hot and Funky Radio, KWradio.com, and our brand new station we just picked up last week, BellBuckleRadio.com as well. And you can catch the Tim Kelly Show on all the major streaming formats like Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Just Google search the Tim Kelly Show, and you too will be listening to New Country's Best. This next artist is making his radio debut tonight on the program. His name is Royal Wade Kearns, or Kimes, I'm sorry, Kimes, Royal Wade Kimes. This is a neat song. It is called Walmart Special. Have you ever done one of those? On the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Indie Wednesday.
I was down at Walmart on a Sunday afternoon. I'm buying 5 quarts of oil and I had to have a filter too. Well, I heard a pretty voice said, "Can I help you, please?" When I turned around my heart, dropped to my knees, I found my Walmart special in the checkout line. Well, I knew her name was Betty, it said so on her tag. She had the kind of body that would make any man brag. I got all worked up, I was a nervous wreck. I couldn't find my billfold, couldn't write a check. I found my Walmart special in the checkout line. I found my Walmart special in the checkout line. She had a friendly smile, Lord, and pretty blue eyes. Well, this poor boy stumbled into a gold mine. found my Walmart special in the checkout line. Now I'm building up stock in the Walmart company. Why, it's me and her and baby makes three. We're finding out what true love is all about. I want to thank Sam Walton for helping me out. I found my Walmart special in the checkout line. I found my Walmart special in the checkout line. She had a friendly smile, Lord, and pretty blue eyes. Well, this poor boy stumbled into a gold mine. I found my Walmart special in the checkout line. I found my Walmart special in the checkout line.
It's time for today's newest country music, Indie Country Radio, with Tim Kelly.
16, I thought I knew so much, and 18, couldn't come quick enough. I'd buy a car, drive so far, and finally get away from this little town I thought was holding me down. Then 18, I couldn't wait to be 21. I always thought about all the fun I'd finally have, but things don't always work out like you'd planned. I've learned that my daddy always told me not to wish my years away. I wish I had understood all the things he'd say. And now I'm homesick for the time I can't get back, and I'm missing the life that I once had. If you could take me back, I'd learn to trust, not worry too much, 'cause time is the greatest gift of all. It's been a while since I've been back home. Things have changed, and I can't help but smile. Thinking back, I'd pull up, my old dog come running up. Now he's buried back behind the pond at the farm I grew up on. And now I'm homesick for the time I can't get back, and I'm missing the life that I once had. If you could take me back, I'd learn to love harder than I've ever done, 'cause you've only got one life to make things right, and I wanna try. I passed the house my grandma used to live in, and I give anything to see her on that front porch swing. Now she's been gone a couple years, but I still talk to her like she's still here. But she was still here. Now I'm homesick for the time I can't get
Her name is Presley Puig. She is from Lake Ozark, Missouri, just a little bit north of us, where we're broadcasting live from tonight in Sparta, Missouri. And she is fantastic. She's been on Branson Country USA a couple of times, and she has been a special guest on the Tim Kelly Show in the past as well. She makes some great country music. That is called Homesick. Presley Puig, it is Puig, if you want to check her out and give her a like and a follow on social media. And I'll tell you what, give us a like and a follow on social media right here at the Muddy Creek Corral. I've invited a bunch of my friends to like their Facebook page, and I see the numbers growing, so thank you for doing that. If you haven't already, go to the Muddy Creek Corral Facebook page, give them a like and a follow, and they've got some great music coming here Friday night. It's going to be great, so come check out the live shows that they have here. Tonight we're doing a live show, radio, for 3 hours, and I've got my first interview after the next song with Larry Dino from Little Rock, Arkansas. Stay tuned for that. We're going to have a good time talking about his music and all the stuff that he's got going on in the world of country music as well. Rosedale Junction is making their radio debut tonight. Here's an interesting song. It is called Cornflakes and Coffee. I have that every morning on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this Indie Wednesday.
And coffee, it just ain't that easy when you wake up and can't find the key. You wonder how you made it, you wonder how to shake it, you wonder how you came to be. To the right, it must have been a
listening to the Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio. It is Indie Wednesday, and I'm broadcasting live from the Muddy Creek Corral in Sparta, Missouri. Go out and say hello to Spartacus, their Texas Longhorn bull. Get your picture taken next to it. It's not a real bull. It's sitting on the sidewalk, but anyway, it won't hurt you. But come out there and take your picture, and come inside and see the Face for Radio. And I've got a couple of great radio interviews tonight as well. Larry Dino is with us from Little Rock, Arkansas. How are you, my friend?
Tim, I'm doing really well. Thank you for calling me.
Thank you for doing this tonight. We sure appreciate the time, and we appreciate the music even more, man. You got some good songs we're going to play for you tonight.
Well, that's great. I tell you, I love your show. I love listening to all the other people out there, and it's just amazing what you can pull off.
Yeah, well, it's amazing what's out there. You know, I'm still blown away by it. I've been doing this for a long time. We're in year number 14 of this program, and there's still so much untapped talent out there. Young, old, in between, it doesn't matter. Age is a number to me, man. Talent's talent.
Oh, that's it. I mean, when they can bring it, you better grab it while you can, because they are bringing it on your show.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and there's a lot of songs that I get that are one-word titles, like your first song, Balance, and you never know what you're going to hear until you ask the artist about it. And we'll do that here in just a little bit. But tell us about your journey and what led you to country music.
Well, I was the last born out of 6 kids. My dad was a carpenter, and my mother, she did odd jobs. I mean, they both, now you remember I'm 65 now, so my parents were back in the Depression times and days. So they, I think it was the 4th or 5th grade they all made it to until they had to go to work and support their own families at the time. And so Dad was a carpenter when I came along, and we traveled about Arkansas, California. I was born in California.
Okay.
Lakeside, California, down near San Diego. But
where was that? Lakeside?
Yeah, Lakeside.
How about that? I lived in Escondido for 4 years.
You really?
That's where I went to broadcasting school in San Diego in 88.
Well, I remember Bakersfield as a young boy, but we moved where the work was, and I lived in a log cabin at one time up in Woodby Island, Washington. We did a stay in Texas and Arkansas and California, but Dad just moved around. He tried to keep feeding the family, and
yep.
And I can't ever regret that. But country music was in my family. Having been the youngest, all my older brothers and sisters were into different things. I mean, Dean Martin, Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass, Conway Twitty, Tammy Wynette. Good Lord, I can't even begin to. Fats Domino. But so I had a variety of music.
Right.
But the one that I held on to is, country. I got to tell you, Tim, if you can't tell already, my voice, I'm a first tenor. And as a younger boy, I was up there. I mean, when people would call the house I'd answer the phone, they wanted to speak to the man of the house, and they would call me ma'am. My voice was.
Hey,
really...
I get that all the time. I'm the same way, especially at the drive-through at Sonic or something like that. We'll have your order right out, ma'am, or something like that. Yeah. And being a tenor, I have been told that my voice sounds better from 10 or 12 feet away. I don't know about you, but.
You don't have those dots all over your body where people have been poking you with a 10-foot pole.
No, I hope not.
But anyway, I just hung on to those growing up and whatever, singing Tanya Tucker songs and oh my God, living on the dirt road, walking on home from the main road and picking blackberries off the side of the road and just wailing country music songs, little Jimmy Dickens. I used to sing I'm little but I'm loud, I'm poor but I'm proud. Yep. And just my God, all of the old ones that are gone now, I grew up with all that around me. And of course, as I got older, all the 45s and the LPs started coming down, And, so I held on to that, and John Denver is my breakout. I mean, when I think I was 15 years old,
Wow.
and I finally decided, man, I want to play the guitar. I sing, and I was in choir in junior high, high school, and all that. Excuse me, but I went and bought me a guitar. I went to Service Merchandise. I was working, and I had some money, and I went to Service Merchandise at the time, and they aren't even in existence. And they had a Western-style guitar called a WG66, and it had a double dove pickguard. Okay?
Uh-huh.
I picked that out at Service Merchandise, and they absolutely brought me up to 9 guitars before, because I knew what I was looking for. I knew a little bit about guitars, playing friends, and I found the straightest neck and the easiest fingering and the best quality sound when I bought it. And I paid $69 for that guitar.
Woo-hoo.
And I went and found me a Mel Bay Blue Book, which is the first level of, this is the E string, and this note does this, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I was picking a few songs out, and then it got up into the chords. Well, when I got into the chords, being self-taught, I didn't ever go get any lessons because we lived in the country, right?
Right.
And I'm basically living in a poor family environment, and the other kids are grown up and married and moved on, whatever, and until I was pretty much the last one there. But so I had to find something to do. But I got this guitar and I started learning, and then all of a sudden I found chords, sheet music.
Mm-hmm.
Man, just went to, and I have a learning curve. I can't play any kind of lead or nothing, but I can strum like you don't know what.
Right.
I have learned to finger pick different things, but I'm a rhythm guitarist, and I sing, and I just took hold of it, and gosh, that guitar is hanging on my bedroom wall back there, by the way, and it still plays.
Isn't that something? You have a similar story to a fellow that I used to do his show. I used to set up his stage and run his lights and sound. And here in Branson, he did a Marty Robbins tribute for years. And Leroy New is his name. And he grew up in Eastern Kentucky. And he didn't have no electricity growing up. And his grandparents raised him. And he learned to play guitar by listening to the old AM radios, and battery-operated radios and back in the day. And those Chet Atkins and guys like that, that's the finger-style picking that he does. And that's what he loves to do. And he won Guitar Player of the Year in Branson in 2010. He does dueling banjos just by playing the guitar. He can make it sound like a banjo. That's just crazy.
Oh, that's just incredible because, there are certain songs that just come to me, and like I say, now I do one finger picking song really well, and everybody says it's just amazing. And it's not even country, but it's Kansas Dust in the Wind.
Uh-huh. I
and
love
I do,
that song.
and you always learn the Stairway to Heavens and
Yeah.
Freebirds and whatever. Those are just traditionally well-known, well-played songs.
Yeah.
John, like I said, you go back to John Denver, Country Roads was absolutely the first song I learned to play on the guitar. And I didn't even know what a capo was. I didn't even own a capo.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I didn't have a guitar tuner. And like you said, I tuned to the song when it came on the radio.
Yep.
And I played and I learned and I
That's amazing. You got that talent, man. When you can play by ear like that, that is true talent. How'd you end up in Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas? You moved around a lot, you said, but how'd you end up in Arkansas?
Well, most of the family was here by that time, and work was good,
Mm-hmm.
and we just settled in. We didn't have to move. My parents were getting older and everything, and I've been here since 1969.
Okay.
Here in the Little Rock area, out in the suburbs, and then I have my own home here in Little Rock. But that's pretty much it.
Well, I look forward to meeting you in person one of these days. We've been to Little Rock. It's a little ways down south from Branson, but I'll tell you what, and a trip that I want to take my wife on is down through the Boston Mountains there in Arkansas. They are beautiful. I did that. Mark, Dad took us down there when we were kids. And the reason we were in Branson is because of my grandparents. They started bringing us to this theme park up here at Silver Dollar City, and you may have been here too before, but it's been around for about 60 plus years. But yeah, it's beautiful up here in Missouri and Arkansas, isn't it? All these caves around here and stuff to check out.
Oh yeah, we as a younger boy, had time to do all that stuff, and we did. And of course, like you said, when you get into the fall up there in West Fork, Fayetteville, up in the hills, like you say, moving that way, it's
Mm-hmm.
the color is just incredible in the life of the land.
Yeah, it sure is. You've got a great tune called Balance, and one of the stories behind it said that your girlfriend Karen said that it was kind of like you're balancing on a railroad track. I had no idea about that until the other day, because you asked me to maybe design you a website. So I put a railroad track with a foggy sky, and if you look at it, it's moving. It's actually got some action to it across that railroad track. And until she gave me that paragraph, I had no idea, and I'd already built the website or getting ready to.
It was amazing. Once I got out and was, because all this is in the storyline of how Balance came about, but I had been with a guy, and I thought we were going to be the next Brooks and Dunn of Little Rock, Arkansas, and and it just didn't work out. So Karen and I, we got to go out. We got to get some photos. We got to do this. We got to get you out there and get you solo and get to work.
Yeah.
So I said I wanted it based around railroad tracks and trestles and different types of settings of that nature. And we found a guy, and he come out, and we went out there, and we walked all this railroad tracks and doing this and that. And I saw a particular spot. We were taking a break, and I said, y'all hang out here, man. I'm going to walk down here and look at this spot and see if there's something there that can actuate my photo setting, So I started walking, then I thought, I just jumped up on the track. I'm walking away from them. My back is to them. I've got my guitar to my side. And, of course, I'm walking on the rail track. So what am I doing? I'm bouncing. My arms are kind of swaying, and I'm walking, and I'm just kind of thinking about things. And all this time, I had no idea the photographer was click, 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 click.
Wow.
So Karen gets all the what do you call them, spoofs or the shots, the proofs. Karen gets these proofs. She's in the other room. I'm in the kitchen actually cooking dinner. Mm-hmm. And she comes in. Oh, you're gonna write a song. You're gonna write a song. I'm like, I don't write songs, Karen. I'm a cover artist. She goes, you're gonna write this one. I said, what are you talking about? And she shows me this picture of me walking away, and I'm bouncing on the railroad track. I said, what am I gonna? What is this? She says, look, you're balancing on the railroad track. I said, okay. What's the song going to be called? Balance. I said, okay, call it Balance. What is the song going to be about, Karen? Because I don't write songs. She says, Larry, write about your life, your trials, your tribulations, your heartaches, and your uprisings and this and that. And I went, I said, no, I don't write songs. I said, Karen, there's 1,000,001 songs out here. I said, I play the Eagles. I do Travis Tritt and George Strait and CCR. And there are songs that I haven't even learned how to play yet that I want to get to. And you want me to write a song? I said, I don't write songs, Karen. And I blew her off. Uh-huh. Okay. Now, I'm going to backdrop it. I was married for 39 years and 2 days before I met Karen, to a wonderful lady named Cindy. And as time went on, Cindy became a chronic pain victim. Mm-hmm. Okay. 2 days after our 39th wedding anniversary, my wife took her own life. Mm. June 1st, 2019. Mm-hmm. May 30th was our 39th wedding anniversary. Tim, I'm going to tell you, I lost half of my body. Okay?
Yeah.
I was a torn man, and I didn't know what my next move was. I mean, yeah. I literally was a lost soul. And long story short, I had time off and everything, and I went back to work, but I couldn't do my job. I mean, I'm in the hardware business. I was a hardware buyer, and I couldn't perform. And I was looking for an out, trying to figure what to do. So I went back and got the guitars out of my closet, because I had more than one by now. And I hadn't played in years, and I started playing. And I thought, this will help me. I'm going to do something. I'm going to find somebody to play and this, that, and the other. So anyway, long story short, Karen and I run into each other through a dating website, because I'm at work, and everybody's seeing me. I'm toilet bowling. I'm going down. You know, they're like, you need to put somebody in your life because, like I said, when you have somebody in your life for 39 years, you know their next move. You know, you can look at the phone and say it's fixing to ring.
Right.
And I know what the conversation's going to be. You know, but so I said, all right, I'll take it. I'll do 1 month. I'll purchase 1 month, and I'll find out, you know, if there's somebody out there. So I do it. And I'm searching, and I'm like, oh, my God, these are gold diggers, and look at all these. They're like, I don't want any baggage. I want to cruise the world. I want to go parties. I want to eat cocktail, you know, have cocktails. And I'm like, oh, God, where's a person in here? Well, by this time, I have joined up with the group not far from Little Rock, and I was playing with them, and we were going to do some music, and, you know, there was something productive in my life. And I'm going to a rehearsal, and during this dating website, I keep getting this ding, hello, you know, the little thing, hello. And it's Karen. Wow. And I read the story, and it was similar to mine, but I just, you know, whatever. So anyway, I'm going to rehearsal, and all of a sudden I get ding, I look down, and it's Karen. And then, I mean, I don't know what came over me. I just jerked the truck over to the side of the road, came to a complete stop. And I said, you know what? I'm on this website. I haven't talked to anybody. I haven't given anybody a chance because I'm out here looking for Cindy. You know?
Yeah.
And I said, I'm such a fool. You know, Cindy's gone. So I respond, boom, hello, Karen. You know, send her hello. So she comes back and says, hi, how are you? I said, fine. And then she went away. And I'm like, what the hell? You know, what's going on? I sat there on the side of the road. I rolled the truck forward. I thought it was a bad signal area. I rolled the truck forward 100 feet. I came back 200 feet. And I'm going, hello, Karen, hello, Karen. And I said, I'm not leaving this spot until this lady talks to me again. We continue this conversation. I'm late for rehearsal. Finally, she comes back. She goes, are you still there? I said, yes, I am. Hi. I mean, what happened? Did your phone die? She goes, no, I went to Walmart.
They do that, don't they?
I said, okay, this is how it's going to play out. Here's my phone number. Call me. Not now. I'm going to rehearsal. I'm already late, but we're going to talk, you know. So we talked, and she's from southern Arkansas, down past Stuttgart, little town called Ullum. But if you talk to her, Tim, you know, she's got this southern drawl. She sounds like she's from South Georgia. And it just warmed my heart. And we started dating, and long story short, here she is. She's in my life. So she's the one that put me back out there. So anyway, so she tells me, getting back to the song Balance. So we're in here arguing about it, and I blew her off. But because I'd lost my wife, I was still struggling and having emotional events. And Karen would hold me and comfort me and understood the situation. And I helped her also. She had a little trouble with her daughter, and I was trying to give her advice since I had a daughter earlier in my life. I was telling her what she might try and how to do and figure this problem out. Karen began to tell me, Larry, you're a good man. And then she would tell me this often. I mean, and, you know, we are entangled now, and she still tells me, you're a good man, Larry. And I'm at work one day. I'll speed it up. I'm at work at lunch. I'm in the hardware business still. I'm with a different company, not having to do the stress work of purchasing manager because I couldn't handle the load. But I'm still doing things, all right? And I'm happy with it. So I'm sitting there, and I'm not eating nothing but a sandwich. I don't have the radio on, and I'm just listening to the birds chirping. All of a sudden, it hit me. This song came to me. I thought about her talking, and I said, she says, I'm always a good man. So I just said, I know I'm a good man. And I went, my God, that sounded pretty good. So I looked, and in the passenger seat was an envelope of a bill that I just paid during my lunch hour. And I wrote half the song, Balance. And I got home, and I walked in, and I put music to it, and I went into Karen. I said, Karen, I got the song. She says, what song? I said, Balance. And I said, are you ready for fame? I said, because I think I just wrote a hit song. And I mean, the hairs on the back of my neck are standing up.
Uh-huh.
I let her hear it, and I put chords to it, and I let her hear the first half. She goes, well, that ain't what I told you to write about. And I went, Karen, that's just how songs come about. I mean, it's a feeling, it's an effect. I mean, my balance. This is your song. Oh, it is? Oh, well, all right then, you know. So that's what it is. It balances because Karen brings me from the dark to the light.
Yeah.
Okay? She's the reason I get up every morning and do what I do. And, I mean, she brings life to me when I thought I was going to lose it.
What a neat story to a one-word song title. And I say this all the time. I get them in my email all the time and never know what they're about until I talk to the artist. And, man, this has been a great story. We're going to play Balance, and then we'll come back and talk about two more, Tired of the Rain and Whiskey Drinking and Wishful Thinking, that I had a hand in somehow, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. I didn't even know until you told me here just recently, so we'll talk about that one here in just a little bit. We've got Larry Dino with us tonight on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this Indie Wednesday.
I know I'm a good man, out here working with a four-piece band, singing all their favorite songs. I love it when they sing along, but when the night is done and we break it down, my thoughts go astray, and she pulls me back knowing I'm so far away. She gives me balance even through all the noise. When I get off track, she can bring me back with the sound of her sweet voice. I think I finally made the right choice. She gives me balance. Watching those white lines pass, morning sun begins to rise. It's a long road ahead and her love is with me every mile. And the sky's filled with colors you'd have to see to believe. The last 3 months sure put a wear on me. She gives me balance even through all the noise. When I get off track, she can bring me back with the sound of her sweet voice. I think I finally made the right choice. She gives me balance. She gives me balance even through all the noise. When I get off track, she can bring me back with the sound of her sweet voice. I know I finally made the right choice. She gives me balance.
His name is Larry Dino. That is a great tune called Balance. You got to go get that one, and we'll tell you where you can get it here in just a little bit. It is amazing, and what a great story behind that song. Thank you for making that, my friend. And Karen, he did that song justice, too. I'll just tell you.
Well, she's real tickled. I tell you, it really it made her day. Her chest is kind of poked out a little bit harder when she found it.
Man. You
She
know,
had something.
I'm amazed by that process, and you told us about it, and from never writing a song and that being your first one, that's even a more amazing story about how you can put that together and put the music to it and tell that in 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Just crazy every time.
It was fun. fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is a fun process, isn't it? You know, taking it from pen to paper and, you know, writing it down like you did real quick on something and then going in the studio and recording that, man. That's a neat deal.
Yeah. Cliff Prowse, you know, is Cliff and Susan.
Mm-hmm. I don't know him personally, but yeah.
Well, no, you know of them is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
He produced that song, and I want to let you know that Cliff played every instrument.
Wow.
He played every instrument on there. And when I took that to him and Susan that night, he was sitting there, and Susan and Karen are talking, and I'm just kind of watching Cliff, because I was worried. I said, I need to move something? Is there too much here? Is there not enough? He says, stop. You have a song. He says, I've had people bring me stuff before, but this is a song.
Uh-huh.
And the amazing thing about it was he reached around and grabbed a guitar he had hanging on the wall, and he said, this is what I'm feeling. And he goes, strum, strum, strum. I know I'm a good man.
Mm-hmm.
And I jumped out of that chair. My hair on the back of my neck stood up, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I cried.
Yeah. Wow.
I teared up because he was playing it exactly the way I had it laid out. And then we talked about what instrumentations I wanted, and he brought the twin fiddles in on the opening. And
Mm-hmm.
I've had people from all over the world from the get-go when it first aired telling me that George Strait needs that, Chris Stapleton needs to be grabbing this and that. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, I can hear that too, man. That's awesome. Your next song is called Tired of the Rain, and somebody just asked you one day how you do, and you said, I'm good, but it's rained for like 10 days straight. I'm tired of the rain. And back just a few months ago in April, I think we set a record up here for 13 inches of rain in that month, and we know what happened down there in Kerrville, Texas with that terrible flood.
Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, a buddy of mine who I hadn't talked to in, I guess 4 or 5 years called me up. And I was like, really glad to hear from him. Hey man, how are you doing? What's going on? He says, man, I'm good, man. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I am tired of the rain.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped him and I said, hold on. He said, hold on. What's up? I said, I'm writing this down. He says, writing what down? I said, tired of the rain. He said, why? I said, because you just gave me a song title. He says, are you kidding me? I said, no, man, tired of the rain. And then we had our conversation, and we talked for a little bit, and then after we hung up, of course, I had it. It was there, right there. And I sat down, and I wrote that song, and I finished the whole song with chords, lyrics, and nothing has changed in it. Well, nothing was moved or anything. From point A to point Z, the song was done and went into the studio when I had the money. Got the money, the studio recorded it, and it's exactly the way that day come about.
That's awesome. The third song, called Whiskey Drinking and Wishful Thinking, I had a hand in, and I didn't even know it till you told me this recently. So tell us this story, and it's a duet too.
You sure did. This is because all of this is going on. I was trying to get music out to the ACMAs, which is the Arkansas Country Music Awards. Charles Hames, vice president of that, informed me to try to better my chances to do a collaboration. I had my 2 songs out there, Tired of the Rain and Balance, and he said, you need to come up with another song. And I was like, man, I just don't know, I'm not feeling nothing right now, nothing's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I was real hot and heavy. This is when you and I really kind of kicked off, because you've been my biggest supporter, my biggest fan with Balance. You just really, you just told me just how much that song was really good and how you love to play it. And I was listening to every show because I didn't have a gig going on, whatever, and I was picking them up. I was following you, listening, see what you were about, and listening to all these other great artists. And you were having an interview. And I think you mentioned the name because it's been over a year ago or so when I wrote the song. So it's been a year and a half, 3/4, 2 years almost. You had an interview with a guy, and y'all got on a conversation of whiskey drinking. And you were throwing a pot shot, and he was throwing a pot shot, and both of you I could tell you were rolling in your chairs. And he just said, well, that's whiskey drinking. And I thought, whiskey drinking, there's country songs. There's a lot of songs out there, whiskey drinking, right? And then you came back with some kind of off the wall, come back at him, whatever. And you were just laughing. You could hardly get through it. And he goes, well, buddy, that's wishful thinking. And I went, I said it. I wrote it down. Whiskey drinking and wishful thinking.
Uh-huh.
And I said, there's
I had
my...
no idea.
I told Karen, I said, I got the collaboration.
Yep.
I got it. She goes, what is it? I said, it's whiskey drinking and wishful thinking. Well, what's it about? I said, sit down here and I'll tell you. And I said, I'm telling her, I wrote my half of it. And I tried 3 or 4 different people that couldn't get to me because of their schedule. But I found a young lady that I had an acquaintance with, going to see a couple of their shows and talking to them. Lindsay Watson of the Mama Tried Band. She's from Lamar, Arkansas. Lindsay's got a Bonnie Raitt voice, okay? Raspy,
Yep.
rough edge, diamond jewel kind of thing, a little bluesy. And I'm just an old country geek, I'm just an old guy out here singing my song, or trying to. And so I asked her to sit in with me. We would do it, and of course, she was tickled to death. And I mean, she'd never done anything like that before. So we got up into the studio, and I said, first off, I said, here's my half. Take my half, turn it around, do your half, relating to my half, because this is a song about a man and a woman that are in love, but they just can't find a niche, and they fight and they separate. Okay, he's in a bar across town thinking about her, and then she's over here at another bar across town thinking about him. So they're both thinking about each other, but they're not together. And I said, so then what we'll do is I do my part, your part, and then the big finale is we come together and sing the song about whiskey drinking for us, how, it relates to us. So she wrote her half, and we changed a few words amongst, but she's part of it. She's 50% into it because I told her that's the way I wanted it, because I wanted her input. And we got in the studio and we knocked that thing out. And man, I'm gonna tell you what, we did it in 6 hours.
Wow, that is amazing. And I had no idea. I told my wife I got to watch what I say all the time on the radio, because now with the technology, I've seen many people recording what I say, and especially if I'm introducing them and their song, and they're playing snippets of it, and they're sharing all of that on social media. But to actually have a title of a song attributed to something I said on the radio, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I have to thank you. Like I told you the other night, I said, I have to thank you for whiskey drinking and wishful thinking. Now, if I may, in October of 2024, and I started writing in 23, right? So I had 23 and 24 songs that are out. Balance was nominated for Traditional Country Song of the Year at the Grand Ole Opry by the Josie Music Awards.
That's awesome.
And Whiskey Drinking and Wishful Thinking was nominated for Event Song of the Year. So out of 75,000 entries, this old boy got 2. And I didn't win the award, but I did win because I was nominated.
That is awesome, man. Congratulations. And I'll tell you the reason Balance resonates so much with me is because my wife lost her husband in 2010, and she was a widow for a couple of years. And she had a friend of hers tell her she started needing to get in the dating pool and meeting somebody, and thinking in that direction. And I was divorced after 20 years of marriage at the same time. I'd been alone for about 2 years. And so we met on a dating app as well, and never in a million years would I have thought that would work, but she's my soulmate. She gives me balance, and we totally balance each other out because we have that great life balance where, she lets me do this radio program and spend a lot of time talking to you artists and playing your music, and she's become so passionate about that too, and the artist and the songs, man, and we love the music and we love you guys, and you become our family.
Well, I tell you, Tim, I latched on to you because I could tell you were going places. And when you told me how much you liked my music, and I was just like, well, I got to have this guy in my corner because I need somebody like that right now because I really need that inspiration. And then for you to come out and help me write a song that just tops it off.
Well, that's awesome. It's a privilege, and it's a privilege to know you and be able to keep playing your music. And you know, of all the times that we've done that and we've played your music, this is our first radio interview. There will be more, ladies and gentlemen. He is great. Larry Dino is who we have with us tonight. Before your website's done, go ahead and tell us where people can find you right now on social media.
Right now, basically Facebook. I'm an old guy. Okay, I'm not a pen and paper kind of guy, but I mean, I have a Facebook account, just Larry Dino, D-E-N-O, Facebook, and geez, we have a web page. If you know it, Tim, and we can throw it out there if it's available yet.
Yeah.
It's not, but if you have the site, you can tell them because I don't know it.
It's gonna be dinomusic.com. That's available, and we got it, but we're getting ready to publish that thing to the world.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great, man. I appreciate it.
So you're welcome, man. Thanks for doing this interview tonight. We appreciate it as well. And the folks here at the Muddy Creek Corral are having a good time listening to the music, and they're loving your music so far. We're going to play 2 more songs from Larry Dino. We're going to do Tired of the Rain and Whiskey Drinking and Wishful Thinking that I had a hand in getting wrote. So thank you for doing that for everybody tonight.
Buddy, I appreciate it, man. It's always a pleasure to hear you, listen to you, and I'm telling you, you're going places, man. I think the limit.
Thank you so much. We're going to take you there with us as well. Tired of the Rain, Larry Dino right now on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this Indie Wednesday from the Muddy Creek Corral in Sparta, Missouri.
Morning hotter than hell, been cutting the grass. Took a little break, hollered at the neighbor, gonna share a few laughs. She must have saw me through the window. She come out like a flash, shaking her finger at me, saying, this ain't gonna last. Tired of the rain. She's a thunderstorm again. The clouds came rolling in. It's a downpour with heavy winds. Tired of the rain. Monday morning comes, I'm back at work, hanging with the guys. Looked out the window and all I could see were the pretty blue skies. She must have known that I was happy. Showed up at my work yelling at me. I stood there like a fool trying to keep my cool while the guys were staring at me. I'm tired of the rain. She's a thunderstorm again. Clouds came rolling in. It's a downpour with heavy winds. I'm tired of the rain. Well, I made it through the week. It's Friday night. I want to take her out to dinner and make everything all right. But she was looking for a fight. My senses kicked in and said, flight. Don't look like we're gonna make it right. I'm eating bologna tonight. Tired of the rain. She's a thunderstorm again. Clouds came rolling in. It's a downpour with heavy winds. Every time I try to do the right thing, she starts squawking at me again. One of these days, lightning's gonna strike. Be single again. I'm tired of the rain. You think maybe if I bought her an umbrella, I might get lucky?
Another hour of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
Don't know how long I can keep this up. Bartender, come over, refill my cup. What am I to do now that she's gone? Got a huge hole in my heart and I'm all alone. 4 in the morning, lights lights are being turned out. Drag myself off the stool, see my way out. Flashes of her, they fill my head. And I hate going home to an empty bed. Whiskey drinking and wishful thinking is all I'm good for tonight. She left me here with these memories when I called her mine. I've got to get her back some way, somehow. The girl is all I need until I can figure this out. I'm whiskey drinking and wishful thinking.
Probably on the other side of town, tearing it up and throwing on down while I'm drowning in my whiskey sours, sitting alone and counting down the hours. One more round might help me forget how much I miss him and all of this regret of letting him get in that damned old truck, turn that key over and fire it up. Whiskey drinking and wishful thinking is all I'm good for tonight. He left me here with those memories when I was able to call him out. I got to get back to him somewhere, somehow. That boy is all I need until I can figure this out. I'm whiskey drinking and wishful thinking.
One more shot might keep those memories at bay.
One more kiss might have made him stay.
Whiskey drinking and wishful thinking is all we're good for tonight. We left each other these memories to cling to in the lonely nights. Maybe we'll find each other again and have all that we need until we can figure this out. We'll be whiskey drinking and wishful thinking. I'm whiskey drinking
And I'm wishful thinking.
We're whiskey drinking, and we're wishful thinking.
His name is Larry Dino. Her name is Lindsay Watson. That is a great duet, Whiskey Drinking and Wishful Thinking, and it was written because of something I said on the radio. Isn't that pretty cool? I love that. So we'll keep playing that one for sure. I just found out about all of this, during our interview that we did. So thank you for doing the interview tonight, Larry Dino. And his website is up and running now. We published it today. It is dinomusic.com. That is D-E-N-O, dinomusic.com. And you can also Google that and find him on Google as well. Go check it out. Pretty cool looking website with the railroad tracks and the fog going across there. And I had no idea that Balance was about standing on a railroad track before I put that website together. We started doing the background before I got the story behind Balance. So that was awesome as well. Meant to be, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'll tell you what's meant to be as well is hour number 2 of the Tim Kelly Show on KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. I am broadcasting live tonight from the Muddy Creek Corral in Sparta, Missouri. Come over here and hang out. It's about 2 or 3 miles, or no, it's further than that, a little bit further. It's about maybe 5 miles east of Ozark, Missouri on Highway 14. And if you're in the Branson area, it is a little bit south of you as well. I'll be back in Branson tomorrow night with a live show. We call it Triple Play Thursday, and I'll play 3 songs in a row from every artist all show long, and a couple of great radio interviews tomorrow night as well. This next artist is making his radio debut on the program tonight. It is Byrne Elliott, and it is Byrne on his first name. This is a neat story and a neat song called The House from Byrne Elliott on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on an Indie Wednesday.
Whenever I drive to the countryside and exit off Old Highway 9, I come to a house, a small empty house that once was full of life. But its address is now Heartbreak Drive. The edge of the steps are so broken down, it looks like the house makes a frown. If I had the means, with my tool belt and jeans, I'd shake those steps of regrets. To my prior mindset, two broken panes, each side of the entrance like hollow lines that cry for attention. If I had the money and my life was changed, I'd fix it the way it was made. I think of this home that stands here alone. Did love bulge the walls from within? The smiles to tears throughout all the years shows weathered window frames, recalling a family that stayed. Two broken panes, each side of the entrance like hollow eyes that cry for attention. If I had the money and my life was changed, I'd fix it the way it was made. The wind, rain, and snow have taken their toll. The shutters are all out of line, so why do I cry each time that I pass by? 'Cause this house was once mine. Two broken panes, each side of the entrance like hollow eyes that cry for attention. If I had the money and my life was changed, I'd fix it the way it was made.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
Country lives right here. Country is what we do. Today's country.
I think I'm going to celebrate the 4th of July shooting off a few fireworks.
Have a great 4th of July, but please leave the fireworks to the pros.
You're listening to Indie Country Radio and KUHSdenver.com.
Now this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country.
New country.
Looked in my mirror and said, how do you do? Hey, pretty one, free
She is making her radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show's Indie Wednesday. That song is called Bluer Than Bluegrass, and the artist is Adriana Freeman. Doesn't she have a great voice? And she's got some other music she sent over as well. We'll give her a triple play tomorrow night. Be sure to tune in to Triple Play Thursday and hear 3 songs in a row from every artist all show long. And we are currently working out the details to get Adriana Freeman on the show as well. And if you want to know who's coming up on the program in interviews, check out the bottom of the homepage of KICRIndieCountryRadio.com. That's where you'll see the full live interview schedule. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it changes daily. So I have a hard time keeping up with it. I guarantee you will too. Better write some of them down if they're your favorites, because they're going to be on the show and we're going to love it. John Ray is also one of them. He's making his radio debut tonight, but we're going to do an interview. It is R-H-E-Y on his last name. This is called Summertime Buzz. You ever get one of those? Well, let's buzz you right now with this great song on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Indie Wednesday.
Beach bumming in the summer sun. She was laying out when I was walking up. She caught my eye with her bleach blonde hair. It was getting hotter, you could feel it in the air. We were living it up on a beachside shoreline. You and me, girl, and it feels just right. Taking a sip, stealing a kiss, letting that hair fall down. That sunset fades as the stars come out tonight. My hand in yours, your hand in mine. I'm caught up in those angel eyes. Falling hard into love and making memories of that summertime buzz. Crashing down on the sandy bank as we fill it on up to take another drink. It's a party all afternoon, swimming to the sandbar and jumping off the pontoon. We were living it up on a beachside shoreline. You and me, girl, and it feels just right. Taking a sip, stealing a kiss, letting that hair fall down. That sunset fades as the stars come out tonight. My hand in yours, your hand in mine. I'm caught up in those angel eyes. Falling hard into love and making memories of that summertime buzz. All year, so take another sip of that ice cold beer. Just start living it up on a beachside shoreline. You and me, girl, and it feels just right. Taking a sip, stealing a kiss, letting that hair fall down. That sunset fades as the stars come out tonight. My hand in yours, your hand in mine. I'm caught up in those angel eyes. Falling hard into love, making memories of that summertime buzz.
Madam Radar. And you're listening to The Tim Kelly Show, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
I know you think it sounds original, something that sings you buy me a drink.
In a place like this, you know it's typical. It's a honky-tonker's reason to drink. But girl, I don't mind the company. Where to be and where to go. I guess I'm gonna have to shoot you straight. There's a reason that I'm drinking alone. Because a woman like you walked up to me one day and had me thinking I might. Then a woman like you and us whispering forever from our lips in the middle of the night. Then a woman like you thought she could do better and had me out on the line. And then a woman like you two stepped all around my heart, then waltzed right out of my life. A woman like you. Trying to scoot these boots, but what I'm needing is a whole lot more. 'Cause every swing and every step has got me chasing ghosts across the floor. Because a woman like you walked up to me one day and had me thinking I might. Then a woman like you and us whispering forever from our lips in the middle of the night. Then a woman like you thought she could do better and had me out on the line. And then a woman like you two stepped all around my heart, then waltzed right out of my life. A woman like you. Trying to kid myself, bartender pours another round. Just look at me trying to kill myself on this bar stool that I'm down. Because a woman like you walked up to me one day and had me thinking I might. Then a woman like you and us whispering forever from our lips in the middle of the night. Then a woman like you thought she could do better and had me out on the line. And then a woman like you two stepped all around my heart, then waltzed right out of my life. A woman like you.
His name is Dallas Pryor. That is called Woman Like You. I've played him a couple of times. That is a fantastic song. And I'll tell you what, Dallas Pryor is great. Go give him a like and a follow on social media. And while you're over there on Facebook, like the Muddy Creek Corral, too. I saw somebody just did while that song was playing out. So that is awesome. And like and follow the Muddy Creek Corral over here in Sparta, Missouri. And go out here and say hello to Spartacus. There is a Texas Longhorn bull outside of this venue. It's not a real bull. It won't hurt you. It won't buck you off or anything. But go out there and get your picture taken with Spartacus. That is a cool name for a bull in the town of Sparta, isn't it? They come up with that one all by themselves. That was great. Lee Sims is up next, and then we're going to have a great radio interview with my good friend Trey Calloway from Nashville, Tennessee, after one more song from Lee Sims. And you can check out the video to this one on my TV channel. That is ICTV. That stands for Indie Country Television. That tab is at the top of the homepage of my website, KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. Wyoming Wind from Lee Sims on KICR Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Indie Wednesday.
He had to go she stayed behind. He was the best in the world at one time. She couldn't hold him. Lord knows she tried. A rodeo man always needs one more ride. She sits alone and stares at her ring, then walks out at night and cries when she sings. Wyoming wind, you're so much like him. You're wild and you're free, like that old tumbleweed. You've been everywhere, you've seen everything there is to see. Wyoming wind, if you come across him, bring him back home to me. It was harder this time than ever before. She longed for the sound of his key in the door. When she got the call, it cut like a knife. A Bronco Cheyenne taken his life. His final words with his dying breath said, scatter my ashes, let the wind do the rest. Wyoming wind, you're so much like him. And you're free, like that old tumbleweed. You've been everywhere, you've seen everything there is to see. Wyoming wind, if you come across him, bring him back home to me. Wyoming wind, if you come across him, bring him back home to me.
Listening to the Tim Kelly Show on KICR Indie Country Radio. It is Indie Wednesday, and I'm broadcasting live from the Muddy Creek Corral in Sparta, Missouri tonight. And I've got a couple of great radio interviews, so you get to hear the stories behind these next three songs we're going to play. My good friend Trey Calloway from Nashville, Tennessee, with us tonight. How are you, my friend?
Fantastic, Mr. Kelly. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for doing the program again. Always fun talking to you, and great catch up with you. Man, you've been busy this summer so far.
I'm cutting a new record, man. We got done with the Wanted Man album and got right back in the studio and started working on a new one. So we've been working hard. I got myself a new producer, a fellow named Brandon Hood, and he's doing a great job, man. I'm really excited about these songs.
Awesome. Well, you work with some great folks at 2911 Media, so I want to give them a big thank you, and Scott Sexton and all the folks over there for hooking us up with this interview tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They are fantastic. And
They're the best.
Yeah. Tell us your little bit of a story about how you got started in country music and that move to Nashville, you know, that 10-year town they talk about.
Yes, sir. So, long story short, I started singing in church when I was about 6 years old. My father was a Pentecostal evangelist, so that was where I got my start in music. And I started playing country music probably around the time I was about 13 or 14. Right around the time I started playing guitar and writing songs. I got real into Garth Brooks and Alan Jackson and Travis Tritt and Clint Black and all them guys, Mark Chestnut. And then, listen to the oldies as well, the Waylons and Willies and Loretta Lynn's and George Jones. George Jones is part of the religion in my house growing up.
Mm-hmm.
He's my dad's. I always say I'm my dad's second favorite country singer besides George Jones, but I'm okay with that. It's hard to beat old Jones. But anyway, long story short, I had moved to Nashville in the fall of 2019. And things were really going good. And then, of course, everybody knows what happened at the beginning of 2020. Yeah. And that really set me back pretty good. So Nashville kind of shut down kind of overnight. So I went back to Myrtle Beach, and where I had been living for about 6 years and playing in that music scene and really cutting my teeth in that place and learning a lot about the music business, about how to run band and, how to run a company and how to treat it like a business and all that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I went back to Myrtle Beach and met my now wife. So that was a really positive thing that came from a negative situation for me, because my life changed. She was the one, Tim, I was pretty close to giving up. I about had it with as far as the recording aspect and the songwriting aspect and trying to have my own songs out. I had really almost given up, and she was the one that told me to get back on the horse and try again. So here we are 3.5 years later. I've been living in town, and things are really rolling. And I get a little closer every day. I was having a conversation with my barber today. He's a professional musician as well.
Wow.
Touring guitar player, and he's all over the road all the time. He does his barber thing as a side hustle when he's not on the road, and so we've gotten pretty close friends. And I told him I feel like I get a little closer every single day, and that's the honest to God truth. Everybody in this business thinks there's one big massive break that you're going to get, but it doesn't work that way for most artists. It's a million little breaks, it's a million little steps, it's a million get up in the mornings and try again, or what am I going to do today? So that's been my Nashville journey. I've loved every second of living in this town. Some people hate it, some people love it. I'm definitely in the latter group. I love this town. I love the atmosphere, and I love all my fellow musicians and the people that are out here with the same dream I've got. It's a great, inspiring place to live.
Absolutely. I spent 20 years in southeast Oklahoma before I came to Branson and down there around Ada, where Blake Shelton's from. And he even made that statement, he got a little bit lucky, and it takes a little bit of that too, doesn't it?
Oh, 100%.
But
it's a little bit about the right person seeing you at the right time and meeting the right person, But I always say, if you're doing the right things, you meet the right people, and that's been my life thus far, And I think the music business is definitely a people business for sure. But most businesses are. Most businesses are a contact thing where somebody that knows somebody that can help you out, and that's the good part, and for me that's the good part. I love rubbing elbows with people and meeting new people and making friends. So that's part of it for me.
Boy, me too. And especially there, what I was going to say in that town of Nashville, you never know who you're going to meet that is also an aspiring country music artist. The guy cutting your hair, the person that's waiting at your table, the cashier at the convenience store. All of those folks are doing what they have to do to make it in country music, and you included, man. And that's what it takes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's a great point. Colton, the name of this guitar player, he's played country, he's played pop, and who knows, man, me and him might end up on the road together one of these days. You never know.
Yeah, absolutely. You're a great singer, but you're also a great songwriter. The first song we're going to play tonight, your latest single, She Don't Break It. Tell us about it.
One, I love this song. I really do. It's one of my favorite singles I've ever recorded. I wrote it with two of my great buddies, Terry McBride from McBride and the Ride. And for those of you that may not know McBride and the Ride, you should know them. If you haven't, go listen to them. Go check them out. Terry wrote a couple hits for Brooks and Dunn. He wrote Cowgirls Don't Cry, and he wrote Play Something Country for Brooks and Dunn.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's funny is McBride and the Ride had a #1 hit back in the 90s that was written by Kix Brooks from Brooks and Dunn. So they each wrote some hit songs for each other, which is pretty cool. But so Terry and I wrote it, and then alongside my new producer I mentioned earlier, Brandon Hood. And then we were sitting around talking, and I had the hook idea of they don't make them like they used to. I think it was the idea, maybe trucks or relationships or whatever have you. And Brandon thought for a second. He said, "How about she don't break it like she used to?" And I said, "Man, that's never been said before." So we wrote that song in about an hour. And thanks to Zach Top, shuffles are back in style again. So we wrote us a country shuffle that hopefully would make old George Strait proud.
Man, I hear that all the time. Some of the best songs are written in an hour or so.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Terry McBride from McBride and the Ride also wrote one of my favorite duets, "If You See Him, If You See Her," with Ronnie Dunn and Reba McEntire. I've interviewed him, and his interview's in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives. If you've missed that one, go check it out. It is great. He's a fantastic guy to interview, and you always are too.
Thank you, sir. He's a wonderful fellow, man, and he is always the coolest cat in the room. It don't matter who's in that room. Terry is just cool, man.
Yeah.
You don't get any cooler than that fella. And if I'm not mistaken, speaking of Brooks and Dunn and him, he's out on the road with Brooks and Dunn right now, writing songs for their new album, man. He's doing a great job.
Woo-hoo. That'll be great. Isn't it neat, the history of country music? And you were telling me some of the history that I didn't know before we got on the air, that artists like Shania Twain used to be a Reba tribute artist before she got going.
That's what I've heard. I've heard multiple people say that she was a Reba impersonator. What we were talking about is me doing a Garth tribute. I had way back before I moved to Nashville, I had got asked to be Garth Brooks at Legends in Concert, and I almost did it, man, because the money is good, and I almost did it. But that was right around the time my girlfriend, then now wife, convinced me to give it another shot at being Trey Calloway.
Absolutely. Well,
I'm glad I did.
And you mentioned a gentleman by the name of George Jones. He sang this song, and they play it here in Branson at some of the shows I've been to. Who's going to fill their shoes? And who's going to play that Opry and the Wall Brass Cannonball? And you guys are the ones doing it as independent artists.
Yes, sir. Well, you know as well, because you and I have become great friends. You know how much I revere the Grand Ole Opry and how much respect I have for that place. And, just to be able to stand in that circle one time, man, would be a career for me, a career worth hanging a hat on. And I've said that so many times, and it never loses its sting. Every time I think about it, I always go, man, just one time. That's all I need.
Yep.
One time.
You're getting there, my friend.
Everybody, all my friends keep telling me the Opry's coming, but I'm an impatient guy sometimes, so I wish it would hurry up and happen.
I hear you on that.
Opry, buddy.
Absolutely. That half circle of life doesn't get any shorter, or it gets shorter, but I'll tell you what, you're going to do it.
Thanks, Tim. I appreciate the confidence.
Absolutely. Songs like She Don't Break It are going to take you there. This is Trey Calloway, his latest single to radio on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this Indie Wednesday.
Quite as strong after all the hell it's been through. But ain't no hang on all night long. I've been picking up the pieces of what once was barely beaten and broken in two, but the soul heart is feeling brand new. She don't break it like she used to. I don't stay up when I go to sleep at night. When that sad song comes on, my heart don't need but mine. She don't break it like she used to. Don't hurt me quite as strong after all the hell it's been through. The pain don't hang on all night long. I've been picking up the pieces of what once was barely beaten and broken in two, but this old heart is feeling brand new. She don't break it like she used to. Can go out on this town and have some fun. I don't try and hide my heart from anyone. She don't break it like she used to. Her don't hurt me quite as strong after all the hell it's been through. The pain don't hang on all night long.
heart was barely beating and broken in two, but this old heart is feeling brand new. She don't break it like she used to. This old heart is feeling brand new. She don't break it like she used to.
His name is Trey Calloway. That's his latest single out to radio, She Don't Break It. And great song, and we got 2 more to go for you tonight. How about that?
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. I appreciate you having me, buddy.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have you on the program, and always a pleasure to catch up. You know, I was telling you, you got a pretty good-looking summer schedule. In the next couple of nights, you're going to be at Chiefs there in Nashville. Then you're going to be at the local on the 25th. And the 26th, Alan Jackson's Good Time Bar. So you are busy, and man, that's great to see.
They're keeping me busy. I'm also gonna be at Legends, the world famous Legends, on Wednesday tomorrow.
Yep.
So I'm excited, man.
Well, that's because you're going to be a legend.
Oh yes. Well, I'll let you say it, buddy. I really appreciate the comp, man. I wish I was as confident in myself as you are in me, buddy.
Man, I'll tell you, every time you drop a new song and it lands in my email, I do not have a problem being able to say New Country's Best, our tagline behind your music, and I can definitely say it on every one of them.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, and not only do you have some great audio on your website, you got some great videos too, and that's always fun shooting a video, isn't it?
It is. We're actually doing a music video for my brand new song Thursday. I don't know if I'm allowed to announce it yet, but we're doing a music video for what's going to be my next single. So I'm sure I'll be talking to you about that one.
Well, you bet. And I got that TV channel, ICTV, that stands for Indie Country Television. So keep us in mind there. And when that thing hits YouTube, be sure to hit me up with it, and we'll get it on there for you.
I sure will.
We're going to play She Misses Being Mrs. Tell us about this one. This is an interesting title.
Thank you, sir. So this song was written by myself and Aaron Loy and Jim Hawkins, 2 of my great friends. And it's a song about a war widow. It's a song about a boy and a girl who fall in love in high school. And he always dreams of being a soldier, and he goes off to war and does not come home, unfortunately. And so it's her day-to-day life of missing him and grieving and missing being his missus. And there's actually a mysterious 4th ghostwriter on the song. Aaron was on a plane from Texas to Nashville and met this fella named Brett. That's all we know is his name is Brett. He's about 76 years old, and they got to talking, and he said, I've always wanted to be a songwriter, but just never got the time, job and kids and life got in the way. So I had this hook, you can have it. It's She Misses Being Mrs. And of course, Aaron said, that's a great hook. So he threw it out at our right. And we want to find this guy. We want to credit him as a writer. So we've been on, I think his name is Brett Smith, if I'm not mistaken. And he's 76 or maybe 77 years old now.
Wow.
So we want to find this guy. If anybody has any information, contact our hotline. So,
cool.
But I'm really proud of this song. On social media, it really struck some chords with some people, and I'm proud to play it out live. I did it at my Bluebird debut about a month ago, and man, it just went over so well. I love playing this song out loud. I'm proud of this one.
I've played it a few times too. I love it as well. The third song going to kick off the top of the next hour tells a story within itself. It's about 2 brothers. One's an outlaw, one's a sheriff, and it's called The Ballad of Righteous and Wrong.
Yes, sir. So this is my story song. This is my Poncho and Lefty, as I like to call it. And it's a grand experiment. I wrote it with Hal O'Dell and Greg Wilson, 2 of my great songwriter buddies in town. They wrote a bunch of songs from the Wanted Man album with me. And like you said, it tells a story of 2 brothers, 2 twin brothers in the Wild West. One's a bad guy and one's a good guy. And it's for you to determine which one is the bad guy and which one's the good guy. And it was, like I said, it was a grand experiment. We knew there was a chance that those old cowboy songs might not stream super well. They're not summertime pop country hits, but it was a grand experiment to me, and it was worth every second that I put into it, and I loved recording it. And my wife's cousin, Adam, actually did the music video on it and did all the artwork for the video, and it turned out great.
That is awesome.
You're
the good guy. You could wear the white cowboy hat, all right?
That sounds good, buddy. That sounds good, man.
Thanks for doing this program tonight. It's a pleasure catching up with you, and always great to talk to you, man.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. I appreciate you having me.
You're welcome. His name is Trey Calloway, and where can folks find you on social media if they want to check out your website and more of your show dates and all of that?
Yes, sir. So my website is www.TreyCallowayMusic.com. And I am Trey Calloway Music on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, anywhere that you check out music. And follow your artists. I'm also on YouTube as well. Go check out my songs on YouTube. And follow me on Spotify. That's a big one. And keep on listening to me right here with Mr. Tim Kelly.
Oh, you got it. She misses being Mrs. My buddy Trey Calloway on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this Indie Wednesday.
They met in high school, they fell in love. They said I do, drove away in his truck. He always dreamed of being a soldier. Said when he got back, they'd spend days growing older. His second tour, they came under fire. Not every hero comes home. Now she misses his heart, his tender touch, the warmth of his arms, wrapping her up, the memory of every smile, and 1,000 goodnight kisses. But most of all, she just misses being Mrs. She still goes to the store, cooks on the stove, a dinner for two, but she sits there alone. She lies in their empty bed every night, turns out the lights and she cries, 'cause she misses his heart, his tender touch, the warmth of his arms, wrapping her up, the memory of every smile, and 1,000 goodnight kisses. But most of all, she just misses being Mrs. If she can't move on, she can't forget. That's why there's always a rose on his stone, 'cause that's as close as she'll ever get. She still misses his heart, his tender touch, the warmth of his arms, wrapping her up, the memory of every smile, and 1,000 goodnight kisses. But most of all, she just misses being Mrs. Yeah, most of all, she just misses being Mrs.
Hour of the best in new country starts now on Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best.
West Texas cabin by candlelight. A young mother gave birth to two twin boys. Funny how brothers who look just the same could turn out different as night and day. One had a good heart, the other a black empty void. From the war spring of 65, the good son struggled to just get by.
lived by himself on a small town deputy's pay. The bad son ran with a gang of foes, doing the things that outlaws do. Horses and whoring and always getting away. Years went by and a fire grew. Jealousy's all the good son knew. Anger and fortunes that never came his way. Cattle stolen and cattle sold. Crooked games won with the dicey roll. The bad son proved that sometimes crime does pay. Oh, the blood meets the bone in the whirlwind of the righteous and the wrong. The night before Christmas was cold and clear. The bad son rode in, not a soul was near. Robbed the Texas State Bank, his saddlebags filled up with gold. The good son caught him just south of town. Both were prepared for the final showdown. One rolled away, the other lay lifeless and cold. Newspaper headline on Christmas Day: Red deputy killed, killer gets away. They buried the body wearing that old silver star. Oh, the blood meets the bone in the whirlwind of the righteous and the wrong. There's a man with a beach house in Mexico. How he made his fortune, nobody knows. Spends his days and his nights and his money wild and free. He thinks about Texas from time to time and the body he left for the town to find. Says, I wonder if they'll figure out it wasn't me. Rubbing his chest where that deputy star used to be.
The story about two brothers. One's a sheriff, one's an outlaw. The Ballad of Righteous and Wrong. My good friend Trey Calloway from Nashville, Tennessee. Trey, you got some new fans tonight, man. I'm just going to say that. I'm looking at Facebook, at YouTube, at TikTok. Everybody is loving your voice and loving your music. And go check him out, Trey Calloway Music, all over social media. Give him a like and a follow. And he's got some great videos to some of his songs as well. And he's been played on my TV channel many times on ICTV. That is Indie Country Television. These two interviews that we did tonight are going to go in the Tim Kelly Show interview archives. They'll be available in a few hours after the live show tonight. KICR-IndieCountryRadio.com. And I got a lot of tabs to hit up there at the very top. We got Western movies like that outlaw movie that he just talked about, The Ballad of Righteous and Wrong, and all kind of cool stuff like that for your entertainment pleasure. And we got another hour of this show for your entertainment pleasure as well. I'm broadcasting from Sparta, Missouri, the Muddy Creek Corral, and we are having a good time listening to some live music on the radio. Let's get back to it. I was the first DJ to interview this next young lady from Machesney Park, Illinois, my good friend McKenna Faith Winters, and her latest single out to radio is called I Plant My Own on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Indie Wednesday.
Made up your mind. I'm not gonna go home and cry, even though that's what you thought I'd do. Funny how life goes on. never say that I never loved you. 'Cause you used to be my plus one at boring weddings. Kiss me on the cheek when the sun was setting. Had her little spot, now I sit here all alone. Used to be my midnight talk for hours. Hold the umbrella in the summer showers. Used to be the one to bring me flowers. But now I play it my Guess it was my fault. I shouldn't have put all my happiness in your hands. But all of this make things clearer. I see a stronger girl in the mirror. But that don't mean it doesn't make me sad. 'Cause you used to be my plus one at boring weddings. Kiss me on the cheek when the sun was setting. Had her little spot, now I sit here all alone. Used to be my midnight talk for hours. Hold the umbrella in the summer showers. Used to be the one to bring me flowers. But now I play it my I don't even like roses, but I never would have told you that. If you ever come around again, you'll find the sunflowers out back. You used to be my plus one at boring weddings. Kiss me on the cheek when the sun was setting. Had a little spot, now I sit here all alone. Used to be my midnight talk for hours. Hold the umbrella in the summer showers. Used to be the one to bring me flowers. But now I play my But now I play my Now I plant my own.
Great country tunes on the radio.
Get it? Today's country.
I love absolutely every single song they play. This station is dangerously good.
This is Today's Country.
I like the music. I like the DJs.
There's even more to like.
I like everything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
More of today's new country now.
I love the music.
You're listening to KICR Indie Country Radio, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
Now this is my kind of country.
New country.
New country.
New country.
It was rodeo night at the end of May. He entered in Fort Smith at the old Fort days. He had to borrow money to pay his fee to get in. The purse was $5,000, only if he could win. Sometimes you get bucked off, sometimes you win. But when you're laying on your back, you climb back up and you try it again. Sometimes a low score ride, sometimes a good show. But if you don't get on, you'll never know. And that's why he rides at the rodeo. He put his rigging on and pulled his hat down low, nodded his head one time, and then it was let her go. The first jump out, he knew it wasn't right. A 3-hour drive for a 2-second ride. Sometimes you get bucked off, sometimes you win. But when you're laying on your back, you climb back up and you try it again. Sometimes a low score ride, sometimes a good show. But if you don't get on, you'll never know. That's why he rides at the rodeo. Ain't that just like life? 'Cause you don't ever know what the future might hold or how far you can go. Sometimes you get bucked off, sometimes you win. But when you're flat on your back, you climb back on and re-ride again. Sometimes a low score ride, sometimes a good show. But if you don't get on, you'll never know. And that's why he rides at the rodeo. And that's why he rides at the rodeo.
Here's my good friend Kevin Tuckfield. That is a great tune called Why He Rides, and he also is a radio personality. He does the Cowboy Ride show down in Mountain Home, Arkansas, and so check him out on terrestrial radio. He is fantastic. Kevin Tuckfield, and not only a radio personality, but he can sing. Yours truly not that talented, I'll tell you that right now. I'm not singing, but we are playing some great music tonight, and it's great to have you with us, and thanks for joining us tonight. We do appreciate it. This next artist is making his radio debut tonight on the Tim Kelly Show's Indie Wednesday. He is in my Facebook Live right now, and he's the new fan of Trey Calloway. He was just talking about him and loving his music. American Dreams is the title of this song from John McDuffie on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this Indie Wednesday.
Well, my back hurts and I'm late for work. My truck don't wanna crank. Between inflation and rent, my paycheck spent before it even hits the bank. Yeah, they come on TV and they try to tell me the economy is doing great. But Uncle Sam and that newsman will lie right to your face. Cause they tax my pay, they tax everything, Lord. They tax and me to death. The more I make, the more they take, and the deeper I go in debt. Scratching and clawing and trying to get by, and the politicians just don't care. The American dream these days, it seems, has turned into a nightmare. Well, I'm working 3 jobs, trying to get by, but I can't seem to get ahead. As it stands, my retirement plan is working on till I'm dead. Yeah, the harder I try to win at life, the more I get nowhere. And it seems to me there's no in between. You're either broke or you're a millionaire. I ain't no millionaire. Cause they tax my pay, they tax everything, Lord. They tax and me to death. The more I make, the more they take, and the deeper I go in debt. Scratching and clawing and trying to get by, and the politicians just don't care. The American dream these days, it seems, is turned into a nightmare. Don't get me wrong when you hear this song. It ain't about politics. 'Cause I don't
care about left or right. I just want a little more of my paycheck. A house on a hill, a couple of kids, a dog and a loving wife. A front porch swing, just living the dream. Working out a 9 to 5. No, it ain't perfect in the USA, but it's the best place I've found. Keeping my head above water and trying not to drown. Cause the tax, I'll pay the tax. Everything on the tax and me to death. The more I make, the more they take, and the deeper I go in debt. Scratching and clawing and trying to survive, but at least I'm living free. The American dream these days, it seems, is still the American dream. The American dream. Woo!
Hey y'all, this is Isaac from 49 Winchester, and you're listening to The Tim Kelly Show, syndicated worldwide, playing new country's best.
We both said things we didn't really mean. Why does love hurt so bad? One single moment is all that we need to turn this thing around. How can we let it slip through our hands? That was not part of the plan. I'm gonna tell my heart to not cry anymore. I'm picking up the broken pieces that's left here on the floor. I won't stop believing that you were made for me. I know in time we'll be fine, and I know you will see that you and me are meant to be. They say that you don't know what you got till it's gone. I'm trying to be strong and hold on to our memories here in my mind. That kind of love is hard to find. But as you were walking out of our door, you turned and said, I don't love you anymore. I'm gonna tell my heart to not cry anymore. I'm picking up the broken pieces that's left here on the floor. I won't stop believing that you were made for me. I know in time we'll be fine, and I know you will see that you and me are meant to be. I knew the day would come and you would finally realize that what you thought was lost was here all the time. Gonna tell my heart to not cry anymore. We're mending back the broken pieces that won't be broke no more. Our love is stronger than we ever thought it'd be. meant to be. We're meant to be.
Party till we drop.
It's always a party.
Just partying it up.
Your country party is here all summer.
It's summertime.
Crank up the AC, because things are heating up.
No, seriously, turn up the AC or the shirt's coming off. You don't want to see this dad bod.
Turning up the summer country right now.
Every single summer, I wonder if you think about me.
Your summertime station is Indie Country Radio, New Country's best.
Cast my line in the water so clear. Just me, my rod, 12 packs of beer. A country boy chasing fish in the blue. Didn't expect what I'd stumble into. Waves roll me to a place so bright. Palm trees swaying in the sunlight. I'm an island cast away with my beer and a chicken to stay. No worries, no clock, no shoes, just sand, sun, and ocean blues. The chicken squawked like it on the sand. I cracked a cold one and waved my hand. Built a fire with driftwood and hope. Turns out beer makes a mighty good rope. Tied a hammock high between two trees. Sip my drink in the ocean breeze. I'm an island cast away with my beer and a chicken to stay. No worries, no clock, no shoes, just sand, sun, and ocean blues. I'm an island cast away with my beer and a chicken to stay. No worries, no clock, no shoes, just sand, sun, and ocean blues.
His name is Rocky Boven. That is his latest single out to radio. It is called This Island. I told him that's a great summertime song, and I would stick it in between my summertime liner and play that for him. And man, I sure look forward to our upcoming interview as well. Again, you can check out the full live interview schedule of upcoming interviews at the bottom of the homepage of my website, KICR, IndieCountryRadio.com. I'm getting ready to interview this next artist for the second time. He is 13 years young, started music when he was 10. He's from North Carolina, and he was a guest on my show last April the 4th, and we're going to do it again later on this summer. The latest single from my good friend Michael Schott, Michael Schott Music. It is SCHOTT, by the way, if you want to check him out. This is called Sing Me Home. He can definitely do that on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on this Indie Wednesday.
I just sing me home. I can almost smell my mama's southern cooking. Cast iron skillets on the fire. Hear those Sunday church bells ringing. I
And I sing, sing me home. I just sing me home. I can see that boat dock on the river where she kissed me that first time. It still burns inside me like an ember when I hear that old steel guitar whine. Sometimes I get that lonesome feeling. I ain't got the time and it's too far to drive. When I need a dose of down-home healing, all I have to do is close my eyes and I sing me home. I just sing, yeah, sing me home. Sometimes you get that lonesome feeling, and I ain't got the time, and it's too far to drive. When I need a dose of down-home healing, all I have to do is close my eyes. I get a little closer with every line. It's where I come from, it's a state of mind. I just sing me home. I just yeah, sing me home.
Listening to Tim Kelly on Indie Country Radio.
All right, a liner and then that. So I guess it's want me to talk over this song. And I've got to go put that one back in there, but we're going to do it. Jason Cole is up next. How about a great tune called Heartfelt? He does sing that way on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this Indie Wednesday.
You stopped the rain in my mind. I'd hope for some kind of sign. In walked the dream I had dreamed. That moment, this heart reset did not take long. I confess, safely inside your caress, till everything seemed to rhyme. I finally found you after searching so long. Heartfelt, you make my pulse melt. It's like your end will. We belong always together, no need to guess. You passed the soul test. This love is heartfelt, and we'll always stay together if it's heartfelt. Rewind to 21-9, we're having such a good time. We had just gotten started, living this life we prayed for. First year together was fine, now we're in 22-5. That flame still brightly burning. We found each other after searching so long. Heartfelt, you make my pulse melt. It's like your end will. We belong always together, no need to guess. You passed the soul test. This love is heartfelt, and we'll
it's heartfelt. Oh, heartfelt. Something comes from above when you're broken-hearted. Thought we were all out of love. That's when heaven started. Heartfelt, you make my pulse melt. It's like your hand dwelt. We belong always together. No need to guess. You pass the soul test. This love is heartfelt, and we'll always stay together if it's heartfelt. Oh, heartfelt. Our love is heartfelt.
In a world, there was one man, Tim Kelly, and there was only one radio station, Indie Country Radio.
It was 1:30 in the morning on the Guadalupe. The river's rising fast while young hearts sleep. Camp Mystic was all abuzz with young hearts and innocent dreams, till the water came in and drowned out their screams. Parents unaware never heard their child cry. They were praying goodnight, never dreaming goodbye. Now crosses stand where laughter once rang in the river. Quietly whispers their names. We don't get to choose when the thunder breaks, but Lord, wrap them in light for heaven's sake. Heaven's got a river now running wide and wild, carrying the songs of every child who never got to see the sun rise again, but they're dancing in heaven where the pain all ends. May the angels hold in them, give us peace somehow. Heaven's got a river now. Teddy bears float where the canoes used to glide, and the campfire's cold, but we still see their light. The chapel bell tolls like a mother's soft cry for the stars taken early from our wide Texas sky. We stand in the silence with hands held tight, leaning on grace through the darkest of nights. And though we're broken, we still believe they're safe in arms we'll one day grieve. Heaven's got a river now running wide and wild, carrying the songs of every child who never got to see the sun rise again, but they're dancing in heaven where the pain all ends. May the angels hold in them, give us peace somehow. Heaven's got a river now. So we light a candle overcome by pain, speak the name softly through the ache that remains, and send up our sorrow on wings and a prayer to the ones we'll miss who are no longer here. Heaven's got a river now running pure and free, with laughter echoing through the cedar trees. Though we'll never make sense of the why or how, we trust they're in a better place right now. May the angels hold in them, give us peace somehow. Heaven's got a river now, down in Kerr County, where the waters are quiet now. We whisper through tears, heaven's got a river now.
What What an amazing song by an amazing artist. His name is Wes Ryan. He is from the great state of Texas, and that's a great tribute song to all of those who were lost in the Kerr County flood of Camp Mystic. And 100% of the proceeds from that song go to those victims. And you can go to Kerr County. Just Google the Kerr County Relief Fund. They are an official 501c3 nonprofit, and they are helping everybody down there and taking care of all the damages that FEMA's not doing. So thank you, Wes Ryan, for doing that. And go check out Heaven's Got a River. It's got a great video to the song as well that Wes did. That is currently playing on my TV channel, ICTV. That is Indie Country Television. And you can check it out on Spotify and anywhere where you stream music. Wes Ryan, Heaven's Got a River. This next artist is my good friend Cherise Carver. She is from Rogers, Arkansas. Her latest single out to radio is maybe something you remember, When I Was 16. Cherise Carver on KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this Indie Wednesday.
Black mascara down your face, coming home from school a little late. You said, Mom, you just can't understand. It's been too long. Just listen to me, we're not that different. Let me tell you my rendition. It's when I was 16, all that I cared about was if the boy I liked would ask me out. Getting ready for the high school prom, we weren't copying TikTok dances, we were making our own. There were the mean girls, there were the mean boys, there were the good days and bad. When I was 16, when I was 16. Black mascara down my face, coming home from school a little late. I didn't make the team that all my friends were on. We didn't have phones or social platforms. They started rumors, they called me bad names. Fights we had were face to face. When I was 16, all that I cared about was if the boy I liked would ask me out. Getting ready for the high school prom, we weren't copying TikTok dances, we were making our own. There were the mean girls, there were the mean boys, there were the good days and bad. When I was 16. Say it didn't matter anyway. When I was 16, all that I cared about was if the boy I liked would ask me. Getting ready for the high school prom, we were copying TikTok dances, we were making our own. There were the mean girls, there were the mean boys, there were the good days and bad. When I was 16, when I was 16. Black mascara down my face, coming home from school a little late. When I was 16.
She is Cherise Carver from Rogers, Arkansas. That is called When I Was 16. That was a long time ago, and I'll tell you what, time flies when you're having this much fun, ladies and gentlemen. Been the fastest 3 hours in radio tonight, but we got about 30 minutes in the show. Let's do one for my good friend Terrence Hart. This is called This Town on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on this Indie Wednesday.
I remember sometime many years ago when the roads were quiet everywhere I'd go, when the fields stretched wide far as I could see, when the children were playing so peacefully. Seems like the sun's got a little brighter. Feels like the water's got a bit more colder. Seems like the time passes way more faster. Feels like I ain't getting any younger. This town keeps growing on me. I'm right where I wanna be. This town's like no other place. It puts a smile on my face. This town's like sweet love song. Got my heart beating strong. Now the streets are filled, voices in the air. Neon lights are shining, music everywhere. Still the old oak stands where it used to be. A reminder of all that it means to me. This town keeps growing on me, and I'm right where I want to be. This town's like no other place. It puts a smile on my face. This town's like sweet love song. It got my heart beating strong. My time has come, I'll be on my way. I still hear the laughter of the songs we'd play. There's a magic here nothing can replace. In my heart, this town always have a place. Seems like the sun's got a little brighter. Feels like the water's got a bit more colder. Seems like the time passes way more faster. Feels like I ain't getting any younger. This town keeps growing on me. I'm right where I wanna be. This town's like no other place. It puts a smile on my face. This town's like sweet love song. It got my heart beating strong. This town this town.
This is Montana Lane, and you're listening to The Tim Kelly Show, syndicated worldwide, playing new.
I'll take Jim Beam and I'll take Jack, Johnny Walker along with any of that. I like beer if it's cold or hot, and I like drinks if they come in a shot. Just ask my exes and they will say I can stay up all night and party all day. I like cars and I like trucks. I like girls that like to wail. I like drinking all day long, and I like Randy Houser songs. Ain't nothing ever gonna change me. I like my women like I like my whiskey. I'll take a blonde or I'll take a brunette. It doesn't matter just as long as it's wet. Don't like them too tall, too short, or too skinny. But all my favorite ones, I've had plenty. I tried to stay sober with no flaws. Had many women leave me just because. I like cars and I like trucks. I like girls that like to wail. I like drinking all day long, and I like Maureen Walden songs. Ain't nothing ever gonna change me. I like my women like I like my whiskey. I've had many women leave me just because. I like cars and I like trucks. I like girls that like to wail. I like drinking all day long, and I like all Kid Rock songs.
change me. I like my women like I like my whiskey. Ooh, yeah.
His name is Tracy Inman. I like my women like I like my whiskey. That is a great tune out to country radio right now. And we will talk about that, and you'll get to hear the story behind it in an upcoming interview on this program. How about this next artist? I'm really liking this song. It is Pepper Brooks, Can't Nobody Love You Like a Cowboy, on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Indie Wednesday.
This old crazy world can get you down. You know who you can wrap your arms around. Baby, if you lay your trust on me, you never have to want for anything. Can't nobody love you like a cowboy. Can't nobody hold you like I can. I'll be tender when you need a shoulder, tough as nails if you need boulder, the calm that gives you shelter from the noise. Can't nobody love you like a cowboy. I will be the sunset in your eyes, sing to you the sweetest lullabies. I'll tame the thunder when the storm's rolling, take your hard places it ain't ever been. Can't nobody love you like a cowboy. Can't nobody hold you like I can. I'll be tender when you need a shoulder, tough as nails. You need boulder, the calm that gives you shelter from the noise. Can't nobody love you like a cowboy. From the moment that you take my hand, you know exactly where you stand. Oh, holding back, baby, you get all of me. Can't nobody love you like a cowboy. Can't nobody hold you like I can. I'll be tender when you need a shoulder, tough as nails if you need boulder, the calm that gives you shelter from the noise. Can't nobody love you like a cowboy. Can't nobody love you like a cowboy.
Howdy, folks. This is Rick Trevino, and you're listening to the Tim Kelly Show, syndicated worldwide, playing you country's best.
Out in the west off an urban sprawl, moon climbs high, it's silver and small. Boots are tapping on a wooden floor, weekend dancing, they've been there before. Neon blue, it's their only light, snakes that slither out their dance tonight. find someone else and take a hike. Bars alive with the music that beats, snakes that hiss, they strike and cheat. Eyes that smile with the fangs that chomp, do it, the rattlesnake stomp.
She's got some great vocals, and she is making her radio debut on the Tim Kelly Show's Indie Wednesday. Her name is Andrea Sharp, and playing behind her there is my good friend Larry Banks. I told them they need to merge that and call themselves Sharp Banks, but we'll see what happens there. I just love that. I think it's pretty catchy. This next artist is pretty catchy, too. She is hanging out with us live on TikTok right now, and her name is Trisha Marie. Her song, $50,000 Heart, is on live right now on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's best on this Indie Wednesday.
Red tail lights in the front porch light as he rolled down my long driveway. There's a letter on the seat that says, baby, this is me. I've gotta find a place in LA. He said, I hate to go and I want you to know, but I don't think he wants me to know that. He said, when I'm a big rock star, I might come back with a $50,000 heart. You can go so far if you just act like a $50,000 heart. You don't want me, you don't want me, you don't want me to know that you want me, you want me, you want me. When I'm a big rock star, I might come back with a $50,000 heart. I hate to admit that he just might have me figured out and I'm not so right. I hate to admit it, but I just might have to take him up on that offer tonight. When I'm a big rock star, I might come back with a $50,000 heart. You can go so far if you just act like a $50,000 heart. You don't want me, you don't want me, you don't want me to know that you want me, you want me, you want me. When I'm a big rock star, I might come back with a $50,000 heart. Then I said, go, 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 cause I don't think he wants me to know. When I'm a big rock star, I might come back with a $50,000 heart. You can go so far if you just act like a $50,000 heart. You don't want me, you don't want me, you don't want me to know that you want me, you want me, you want me. When I'm a big rock star, I might come back with a $50,000 heart. With a $50,000.
Listening to Tim Kelly on Indie Country Radio.
I need a bottle, I need a glass, I need something strong to forget my past. I need a bar, I need a band, I'll tip a song with this 20 in my hand. I need a cool, calm country song to make me me feel like I ain't all alone. I need a woman to hold me tight, drive me home at the end of the night. 'Cause there's a lot of things I need, like a little more money and a good black label whiskey. Well, the good Lord says not to want it, it'll set you free. But I can't ignore my wants and needs. I need the gas of my truck, ride them lanes and burn that black top up. I need a roll out of town, a southern gal to turn my frown upside down. And we'll dance in the moonlight, Delta breeze sure makes me feel alive. We'll fill them up, we'll knock them down like a ball of yarn. We're getting unwound. 'Cause there's a lot of things I need, like a good-looking woman sitting next to me. Well, the good Lord says not to want it, it'll set you free. But I can't ignore my wants and needs. Yeah, I can't ignore my wants and needs.
He is 19 years old now, but he was 16 when he recorded that song. Can you believe that? We're going to get to hear the story behind it in an upcoming interview. Wants and Needs. His name is Eddie Johnson. Eddie Johnson Music on social media, and he is on social media right now, hanging out with us on TikTok over here on my account at Tim Kelly on Air, and we've got his song on the air. That is pretty cool. And I'm telling you what, Eddie, you just opened for John Michael Montgomery's son. The next artist I'm going to play is Walker Montgomery, and this is called Leave Your Leaving Behind on the Tim Kelly Show from KICR, Indie Country Radio, New Country's Best on Indie Wednesday.
You've been gone, long gone for a while. I've tried to move on, but I can't get past your smile. Girl, I'm not over you, not by a million miles. Don't know if I'll ever leave your leaving behind. Find a little peace of mind. You set me free where I can't fly. I keep hoping and praying someday that I might leave your leaving behind. I know it's crazy to be standing at your door. I've stayed away till I can't take it anymore. Is there any way to be the way we were before? 'Cause I'm not sure I can leave your leaving behind. Find a little peace of mind. You set me free where I can't fly. I keep hoping and praying someday that I might leave your leaving
admit that we are through. But if you feel the way I do, girl, leave your leaving behind. Help me find some peace of mind. Set me free where I can fly. I've been hoping and praying someday that I might leave your leaving behind.
In a world, there was one man, Tim Kelly, and there was only one radio station, Indie Country Radio.
How many hearts have to break until you realize you can't bury all that sorrow
Her name is Tracy Kennedy. She's a great Canadian artist, and that is a great song called How Many Hearts. I'll tell you how many, 158,000 on TikTok tonight. That's a lot of hearts and a lot of likes and a lot of love, and I appreciate all of it. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight, and I want to thank my special guests, Larry Dino and Trey Calloway, for being with me on the show. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Central Time, we'll do a show I call Triple Play Thursday. We'll play 3 songs in a row from every artist all show long, and I've got 2 great interviews tomorrow night as well. Lane Tomlinson and Donovan Wells will join me on the program. The Tim Kelly Show is produced by Tim Kelly Productions. Like the Tim Kelly Show on Facebook, and we will like you right back. Until next time, I will see you on the radio. Bye-bye, everybody.
I can put you in a cornfield in downtown Manhattan. Close your eyes and reel that old zip code. I can put you on a riverbank while you're fighting traffic. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. Turn me on. I'll see you on the radio. I can take you back to high school, gym floor, and a slow dance. First love, first kiss, second base down that old dirt road. When it's freezing cold, I can sink your toes in warm white sand. I'm a song, I'll see you on the radio. Turn me on and turn it up. I can make you smile, make you cry, turn back the pages of your life. So turn me on. I'll see you on the radio. I'm young, I'm old, I'm country, I'm rock and roll. So turn me on and turn it up.